And what's going on?
Hold
They still saying it's going live. That's gonna be in the front of it. Man, what's
Yeah,
going on, everybody? It's the Bazz and Bingo Show, man. It's Coach Bazz here. I got my man named Bingo, and I've got a special guest, Mr. Matt Stats himself, man. How everybody doing?
Hey, it's good. It's Friday, and
we
high school
good. We
football ready to
good. It's
kick
Friday
off in
night
about an
football.
hour. There you go.
Absolutely. Friday night football, man. Absolutely. Let's go. Let's get right into it, man. This is our pregame show. I got a little echo. So let's go and dive into the game, the lineups today, man. Who we got the first game? Who we gonna talk about?
All right. Well, again, 17 games tonight. That's a lot of games. Only one team is off, Harrison Central. Last week
Yeah.
there were 17 games. Of course, I went a little bit 10-7, not too good. But we're going to start off at the top with Picayune, and Picayune in their 27-game winning streak is hosting Catholic BR, which is Baton Rouge. So Catholic BR is coming over to Picayune, and Catholic BR is their first game played this season. They played in the Jamboree last week, and they are fourth ranked in the state according to Max Prep. So I mean, they're a tough team. Picayune also is a tough team, ranked fourth in the state by Max Preps. I did my due diligence and tried to find out what I could about BR, Catholic BR, but I'm still going to go with Picayune tonight, winning 28-14. 28-14. Picayune will continue to streak, make it 28 straight wins in a row.
What you got, Bingo? Who you got for the Catholic and Picayune game?
Yeah, I think Matt. Yeah, he been generous. I got Picayune being as dominant as ever, 42-7.
Woohoo!
Whoa, there
Good.
you go.
All right. What's the next game we got, Matt Stats?
All right, we're going again down in order. Number two rank in the Coast Top 10. It comes out every Tuesday. Gulfport, 1-0, shutout Gaucher. Bingo 2019 was the last time the Gators were shut out. You asked that last night. Anyways, the first meeting, Van
Yeah,
Cleve beat St. Martin. Surprisingly, to at least to me, not to Van Cleve. They believe in themselves, so they are on the move over to Gulfport tonight. Van Cleve ranked 11th. Gulfport ranked second. It's the first meeting between the two. Bulldogs have a six-game road game winning streak. Admirals have won eight straight regular season home games, but the Admirals are going to be too much for Van Cleve, and they're going to take the win tonight, 34-18. Gulfport's going to beat Van Cleve tonight.
Okay. What you got, Bingo?
yeah. I'm riding with the Admirals on their high streak. I think the Blake Pinnock era officially kicked off last week, and I think he's finally instilling his program how he wanted. And I see the Admirals rolling over the Bulldogs. Um, kind of like the same feat from last week.
Okay. I can't agree with y'all anymore, man. My Admirals doing good, so you know I love that y'all pick my Admirals. All right, all right. What's the next game we got?
And on the side note, I do have Gulfport winning that region, but we'll cover that down weeks down the road. Number three ranked Ocean Springs, and you said Ocean Springs lost last week, and they moved up from what was it, fourth to number three. It is for one, they played on the road, and they really should have beat that Madison Central team. I watched that game, and they ended up losing 15-14. Their defense is what it entailed. Offense struggling a little bit. So number three ranked Ocean Springs hosting a Scott, Scotlandville from Louisiana. They're 0-1. It's the first meeting between the two, and uh, Ocean Springs 11-5-1 against the Louisiana team since 2000. I'm going to go with Ocean Springs and their defense putting it to them, and their offense. Right, if I could, I would change it. I'm not going to change it. I have it 44-18. Ocean Springs wins. I would lower that in the 30s for Ocean Springs Greyhounds as they get their offense in rhythm post Bray Hubbard. So Ocean Springs wins tonight, 44-18.
Okay, I like that. That's 2-0 for Louisiana schools going against Louisiana schools. I love that back. I like that backdrop. You said they are 11-5-1 as far as going against Louisiana high schools. That's good. So Bingo, who you got, man?
I got the Greyhound, baby. Always the best, you know. I got them winning 28-14. I think the
Okay, cool.
offense get the clicking tonight, and I think they find something. I think Dabo gets them early going, getting the Greyhounds girl going early, and
Hmm.
I think they're gonna dial it up from there, man. Like, I ain't being biased either. These are real predictions.
Absolutely, it's bingo fix, man. You know, I hope nobody said you was being biased, man. You know, you're a Jackson County boy. You know, you been in Jackson County for all your life, so I know you got to go with your Jackson County. But I'm going with them because it's Mississippi versus Louisiana for sure. So I'm looking forward to them for the
I'm actually
W
from
out.
Harrison County, but I'll let you talk,
Yeah,
bro.
no, yeah, yeah. But you was raised. You might was born in Harrison County, but you was raised in Jackson County. Let me say that. I'm gonna rephrase myself. I don't like to be wrong. So you were born in Harrison County, you know, but you was raised in Jackson County. So we'll just go off of that. I think you'll let me make it on
No, we'll talk about it
that. Hey Matt, who we got? Who's the next game we got?
The next game, it just, I mean, I know the two Mississippi, I picked the both Mississippi teams against Louisiana. Believe me, if the stats showed Louisiana team was going to beat a Mississippi team, I want to be right as much as I want a Mississippi team to win. If it hold true, like over the years, I picked Florida against St. Stanislaus and Florida won. So I'm not picking the Mississippi team just because they're Mississippi, which I'm sure people realize that. The next is number four, Pascagoula. They moved up. They shut out Moss Point last week. They have a three-game road winning streak. The Panthers. They are at East Central, which I had them beating George County last week, and East Central got it kind of whooped last week at George County. They're at home this week. They have a seven-game home winning streak. It's their first home game, so East Central can get it done there against Pascagoula. But I think Pascagoula's offense, Silas Porter and company will get it done. It's going to be close, but they're going to go 23-16. Pascagoula is going to beat East Central in East Central.
Okay, Bingo, what you got?
I got to watch East Central play up close last week against George County, and to me, they just didn't come out like normally East Central do. So until I see otherwise, man, I got, and then I'm going off the spring game also from Mall's Point. Gula offense got started slow. The score didn't look like how the game was played. I'm with Matt on that. I see a low scoring game, 21-14. Gula.
And
Okay.
one thing is Rush playing for Pascagoula? I mean, I've heard that I know he didn't play last week, but is he? I heard he was out for the season. Which is it? Do you know the defense for
The
Pascagoula?
school, you hear what you hear in the streets, and I he hasn't officially posted anything relating to
Correct.
his season. So until he do,
All
it's
right.
always in the air.
He's
Yeah,
doubtful. We gonna list him as doubtful.
yeah, we don't get a report, and it does make a difference if Rush is in there. I'm still going to go with Pascagoula, but he is a difference maker in Jeremy Rush there. The next game, the fifth-ranked Hancock Hawks, who won last week, a great road win there. They won 6 out of 8 road games. They're on the road tonight. They're going over to Moss Point, who hasn't scored last week, and they will fifth-ranked Hawk against Moss Point. The Tigers the last 2 seasons, they've started 0-2, but they made it to the second round of the playoffs the last 2 seasons. So, it's a matter not how you start, it's how you finish. So the Tigers, I still think will make the playoffs, but they will also lose tonight, 44-12. They will get on the scoreboard tonight, but they will lose tonight, 44-12. I have Hancock beating Moss Point and Moss Point.
Yeah, the Tigers got a lot of work they got to do. They trying to still figure it out with the. It's just a lot going on in Mars with a whole new regime. So I have Hancock. I see Dylan Moran coming in tonight, having a stellar game, tacking on to his already previous stellar game from last week. So yeah, I have Hancock beating the Tigers 42-14. I ain't gonna. I think the Tigers gonna find a way to get on the board though.
Yeah, and Dylan Moore, the quarterback for Hancock, he's really put in the time. He went to every camp in the off season. I mean, he's just a great young man, and he wants to learn, and he is definitely doing that. The next game that we have, as we're going up to top 10, number 6, Biloxi, who beat Stone last week, is traveling up to Meridian, who's always been pretty decent. They lost last week. They're 0-1. So number 6, Biloxi 1-0 at Meridian. Last time they played was 2007 in the playoffs. And Meridian 3-1 at home last year. Biloxi 4-2 last season in road games. I'm gonna, and I hate to go with Biloxi. I think they have the players in place to win. I have it 27-16. Biloxi beating Meridian at Meridian.
I have Meridian with the win, 35-27.
Okay, and that's like I say, that's not a bad pick there, but especially Biloxi going on the road. Number 7th ranked George County, who
Yeah.
was at ranked 12th last week, moved up after beating East Central. They're 1-0, obviously, going to Greene County. In fact, if you're headed to that game, most likely there, bingo. George County at Greene County, and this is the battle for the Bell. Is it not? George County on a 6-game, they've lost the last 6 road games. George County, obviously going back to last season. Wildcats have a 3-game home winning streak, and they lost last week 41-40 to Greene County. So they have the players in place. I know when Bazz does the stats, who's at the top? It was a Greene County player, which is awesome. I forget what of the categories,
Yeah.
receiving, quarterback, one of the two. So George County, they're fired up coming off that win. And I have George County winning 33-24. Maybe if they don't win tonight, they may not want me to pick with them. They want me to pick against them. But I have George County winning tonight at Greene County.
Yeah, man. Yeah, they last week they was all telling me like, yeah, tell Matt that, don't pick against us again. Like, yeah, they so just know they watch your predictions when you drop them. So you
Yep.
add fuel to the fire. So if you pick them to lose this week, they keep picking them to lose.
No, they should get the win tonight. And like I say, you're going to be there. Is that correct? You're going to be there firsthand to record some
Yeah,
highlights.
yeah, I'm gonna be there.
Very
Yeah,
good.
I'll be there. I'll be there.
Uh,
I'll be there.
the next game, D'Iberville, 9th ranked D'Iberville, they fell in the standings after they lost last week to Columbia. Uh, is that Gaucher? Gaucher was shut out last week at Gulfport. Unfortunately, Gaucher quarterback Irvin is hurt and is not going to play. He may not play the rest of the season. So they're bringing in, I believe, the wide receiver to play quarterback for Gaucher. And I'm going to have D'Iberville winning tonight, a close one, 24-20 at Gaucher. And the last time that the teams played was in 2014. So D'Iberville at Gaucher, I have D'Iberville winning 24-20. And what do you have, odds, or did we lose you on the street? Or bingo, I'm sorry.
Well, when I lost one of my Infinity Stones last week, when I lost my quarterback, man, that kind of humbled me a little bit. And I'm man enough to admit that. But just know I have faith in one Kelvin Beavers. Five gonna
Yes,
run it
yeah.
up tonight. I think Coach Howell always keeps something up his sleeve. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I don't think we're going to get us that custom air raid show that we got. We ain't had it in a while, so because we got blank last week. But I got faith we're going to get on the scoreboard this week. Right now, I'm just trying to get on the scoreboard right now, Matt. Last week was embarrassing. I was
Yeah.
embarrassed last week, man. I couldn't even show my face for a whole week, man.
Yeah, that was unfortunate for Gaucher. Of course, after last year going into South State for the first time, to put up a goose egg last week against a good Gulfport team on the road. So now you're at home. The Gators have a 6-game home winning streak. So, it of course carries
Yeah.
over from last year. So we'll see what the Gators have. It wouldn't be a shock if the Gators beat D'Iberville. I mean, it's a toss up for me. I always like to go with the home team in that situation, but D'Iberville, a bigger school, they go, got me last week when they lost at home to Columbia. That stopped the longest game one winning streak at 6, and then now they're on the road here at Gaucher. Like I said, I'm going to go with D'Iberville in that one. So the next game, Poplarville, who I picked against JDC, Jefferson Davis County, beat them last week. They had Stone. I picked against Stone last week. They lost to Biloxi. But of course, the storyline is head coach of Stone, the new head coach, Jacob Adcock, was the defensive coordinator of Poplarville last year, in which Stone beat Poplarville in the third round of the playoffs to get to South State for Stone loss. So, it's the old coach that was with Poplarville now is on the other side of the sideline. Both teams lost last week. They're playing at Stone, which Stone doesn't have a home stadium. They play their home games at MGCCC. And I have Poplarville winning tonight. I don't usually pick 1 point games, but I look at the games and I just don't throw numbers or draw numbers at the hat. 35-34, Poplarville is going to beat Stone
Goodness.
tonight.
You
So
got a
that's what I
shootout
have.
over there, man.
I do. Their defenses are struggling, and I believe it is going to be 35-34 Stone. I'm sorry, Poplarville will win tonight.
Who you got, Bingo? Let me hear yours.
Man, I'm taking Pop and 28-7.
Ooh,
All right.
let me
So yeah,
okay.
that's going to be like again a storyline of which coach Adcock across on the other sideline tonight against his old team. So the next we're going with teams outside the top 10. We have Petal at 1-0 at St. Martin. Of course, St. Martin lost at Van Cleve last week. They didn't have the best player on the field. Well, they still would have won. Who knows? But I have man, I have Petal. From looking up the stats, sliding by at St. Martin 41-38. So another high scoring game. I have Petal beating St. Martin at St. Martin.
In Dirt, we trust. I see Dirt coming back, rejuvenated, ready to put stuff, put everything behind him and go all the way out this week. I see a big game from him this week. And I see the Colony coming out with the victory over Pedal tonight. This is
And
Coach Smith. This is he came from Pedal, I think. I think he coached at Pedal, so it's kind of like a little reunion for him tonight.
yeah, when you mention Dirt, you're talking about no for the fans who may not know who Dirt is. That's of course the just committed to Ole Miss, Norrell White, who does it all. He's another guy
Yeah,
who went from receiver to quarterback. Just like Gaucher has a receiver going back to quarterback, unfortunately due to
yeah.
injury there. But Norrell White is explosive, and it wouldn't surprise me if St. Martin wins. I'm just going by who I think will win based on the stats. I wouldn't be upset if St. Martin won. I had no problem with that at all. The next game, PRC with their new head coach struggled last week. They got shut out. They're 0-1. They're at South Jones. They travel to South Jones. I have South Jones winning at home 24-16 over PRC.
Yeah. Sal Jones over PRC all day, 40 by 40.
If
PRC got it. They got to get it together. Everything like they got a new head coach. Like they getting it together. Like they're gonna state the obvious. Like they're just it's a lot of programs. They're just getting started. There are a lot of coaches getting there trying to implement their schemes and their identity. So PRC is one of those schools. Long Beach, one of those schools. There's a lot of them. You know.
Correct. And that's why in picking these games, all the games I picked, it's hard to start the season. You based on nothing last week, and then now you got one game under your belt. So, but hey, that's what I like to do. It's for fun. All the kids, put out the hard work each and every week, no matter what the record is. And speaking of Long Beach, that's the next game. Forest County HAS 0-1. They lost to St. Stanislaus last week. Long Beach lost last week. Long Beach 27 game losing streak. Um, and I have the upset special tonight. Looking at the stats, I was, some videos. They're playing at home. I believe tonight Long Beach will stop that streak of 27 games. The record is 32 games by Hancock, 2004 to 2007, I do
Yeah.
believe. But I have Long Beach winning tonight, 34 to 30 over Forest County at home to stop that 27 game losing streak.
Man, for what's Long Beach coach name? Is it Beecher? What's his coach name, man? For whoever Long Beach coach name, I hope for his sake that he get that win, bro. And for the community, the players, the faculty, the staff, man, I pray to God Long Beach Bearcats get them a dub.
It is. I certainly do hope so. I had a parent reach out to me and say, "Hey, can we get some publicity, some hype for Long Beach players because it's all about the losing." And I hate to say, I have to bring it up. It's a stat. I can't just not ignore it. But those players put in the same work that all the other players put in, all the other teams. And so, yes, I did star cards with some Long Beach players, and I promote them on Twitter at Coast Football, on our Facebook page at Gulf Coast High School Football. So unfortunately, yes, it's been a couple years since they won a game, and I have them. I didn't pick them last week; they ended up losing. I have them this week, and I hope that they can beat Forest County tonight. The next game, Summerall, who's 1-0, will be at West Harrison. Of course, West Harrison been on fire, putting one last week, 41-40. Uh, Last week against Greene County, I have West Harrison putting up a double nickel tonight, 55 but give it
Woo.
also Summerall 49. It's going to be a high scoring game, so get it your calculator out or your to add up some high scoring game. But I have West Harrison going 2-0 to start the season tonight over Summerall.
Well, I like that. Wes Harrison surprised me last week. I ain't even gonna lie. When they came out playing the way they did against Greene County, a good Greene County team, man. Like
Oh yeah,
that was a shootout last week with West Harrison and Greene County. So I believe it. I ain't gonna argue with you on that one. So yeah, I'm riding with Coach Patrick, man. I want to see the Hurricanes go 2-0 in 6A.
yes, they're on a roll. Last year was a great season for them, record break and the most wins and all that. So see if they can step and then make the playoffs. For them, the next game as we're coming down here, the last 4 games or so, St. Stanislaus just on the bubble. I believe they're 12th ranked. In fact, I got the rankings right here with me. Yes, 12th ranked at the top 24. Will be at Bay High, who lost to Resurrection last week. St. Stanislaus with their quarterback, 192 yards, I believe, on the ground last week. Sun Herald Player of the Week. St. Stanislaus is going to roll 48-18 at Bay High tonight in the Battle of the Crab Trap.
Crab trap.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Bay. This is new Bay. So they one of them teams on the coast that needs some milk. So we got to make sure we just be patient with them. So shout out to the Bay High Tigers. Go out there and give it all y'all got tonight, man. But tonight, my opinion, I got the Tigers taking the L as well.
Uh, Purvis 1-0 at Pass Christian 1-0. Pass Christian with their new head coach. I mean, they're playing real good. They were behind that to Long Beach last week. I watched some highlights. They were actually Long Beach was winning that game, 21-14 or something. It ended up being like 42-21. Pass Christian. I have Pass Christian rolling tonight. I don't know why I like the 40s, but 44-24. Pass Christian over Purvis tonight, and this game is in Pass
Boy,
Christian.
you got you got some
I'm telling you.
shootouts tonight, man.
Shootouts
See if
tonight.
I'm see if I'm
Offense
right or not.
explosion.
I do.
Well, what's the game was? Purvis and who?
Pass Christian. I know you're not familiar with non-coast teams, Ben, so I understand.
Nah, I am, but I just think I don't think I think I don't pass is pretty good. So like I said, I think pass can probably sneak this one out, but I'm gonna take the spread and I'm gonna go with not just playing. I'm gonna go with I'm
Oh,
gonna take pass 21-14.
hey, we can go with the spread. It's all on video. We can go back and look at it. The next, the 16th game on the schedule tonight is St. Patrick who was, I feel, upset last week at Sacred Heart out of Hattiesburg. They lost 0-1 at Bowling Green. Again, another team in Louisiana from Louisiana. So St. Patrick at Bowling Green, who's 1-2. Bowling Green is going to win tonight, 33-12. Even though it's a Mississippi team, they're going to Louisiana. I'm going with the home team in Bowling Green beating St. Patrick tonight.
I lost you.
Yep.
You back?
What happened? You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I think he had lost it. Oh, you good? You good?
Can you hear me now? Can y'all hear me
Yeah,
now?
we hear you. I hear you.
All right. All right. Now, what was the last game? What was the
I think we
last
lost
game?
coach football. We lost. I think it was going in and out. His screen black. There you go. I think it was a little technical difficulties a little bit.
I can't hear.
He can't hear.
We hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can y'all both hear me?
Yeah, I
Oh,
can hear you,
let me see.
bud.
I took I did something where I
I
can
think
hear. Something happened. I guess they didn't like my St. Patrick prediction, but I don't know. So, anyways, I didn't hear. But the last game, Resurrection, who upset Bay High last week, 1-0, going to Presbyterian Christian, who's 1-1. And even though Resurrection won last week, I actually have Presbyterian Christian winning 33-23 tonight against Resurrection in the final and 17th game of week 2.
Yeah. What's up, Kiki? Say you ready for them Tigers tonight?
what's up, fellas? Some good ball played tonight. It is Kiki Ford, Mr. Kiki Ford. He always show Bazz and Mingo love.
Always.
Any more games, Matt? Was that all the games, Matt?
That was all the games. You can find what I
No.
just read out, the predictions on the Facebook page of Gulf Coast High School Football. And then on Twitter at Coast Football, I put out the noon blitz, which is, the top 10 predictions of the same thing, plus the Long Beach one. Feel that their streak's going to end. And we'll see tonight. I'll be at the headquarters tonight again. I'll try to have Stone. I'm going to watch Picayune. I don't think it's streaming. I got to have to listen to it on the headset. So follow me on Twitter. And but that was 17 games for tonight. Again, non-region games. I'm sure most of the fans out there know that these games don't have effect on if your team is going to make the playoffs or not. As we've seen before, teams
Right.
go 0-5 in non-region games, and then turn it on in the region games and there. But some interesting games tonight. And we'll see. Especially, I guess D'Iberville Gaucher. We'll see what team is going to come out who wants it more tonight, as they both struggled in week 1.
Gators by far.
Yeah, you made a great point. You made a great point, man. It's just preseason games, but we do want to win all the games. But playoffs don't matter until the region play, so that's what impact the playoffs. I think a lot of people need to understand that, but everybody want to win their games, which is cool. But it's just good matchups you won't get to see in the preseason. That's what I love. Well, I ain't gonna say preseason, pre-region play. So yeah, that's what
Correct.
everybody's looking forward to. Like we got two Louisiana schools coming to Mississippi. That's a big deal. I always enjoy watching state rival schools play. Well, ain't rivals, out of state schools come.
Oh, you're cutting out. But yes,
Went out, Bob.
we got fans commenting. I can't see them if they're asking any
Let me
questions.
see, yeah. Jason Phillips, our favorite guy from Van Cleve, said, I love what y'all are bringing to the coast.
Keep up the hard work. Ain't nothing hard about this, man.
Yeah, shine the light. Shine the light on the coast. And good luck to the Van Cleve going over to Gulfport. Again, I picked Gulfport, but at Van Cleve, they have the momentum. They got the energy there off that win last week against St. Martin. They may go in there and get Gulfport. So definitely, if that's the case, Van Cleve's ranked 11, Gulfport's ranked number 2. Are people who vote, which I'm one of them, but there's 7 others. Van Cleve wouldn't necessarily go and jump into second place in the rankings just because they beat Gulfport. But it'll be interesting tonight in that game, Van Cleve at Gulfport.
Oh, yeah. What Titus say? Say he like Van Cleve for the upset over Gulfport.
Yep. Van Cleve is, coming off that playoff win last year at Hattiesburg. That was unexpected. Anybody outside of Van Cleve fans, they know what they have up there, and so and then they'll play. I don't really look ahead, but I know talking, to Jason and stuff that Hancock's coming to Van Cleve. That's going to be, I don't want to push it to next week or whatever week. I think it may be next week. Let's enjoy this week because it'll go by fast. Being on Bazz, it'll go by fast. And the first weekend of December will be here, and it's like, man, enjoy these games. I know they're non-region games, but every week enjoy it. After Friday, people on Saturday like, okay, week 3's coming. Let's look. No, you don't turn the page until like Monday, until the following week to look at the week 3. Don't flip the page already come Saturday and say, okay, week 2 is over with. Let's look at week 3. Let's take it all in week 2 and enjoy the atmosphere of these games and the bands and everything that goes into it. And like I say, what you do, I see a lot of schools, and yours, one of them there happened at George County. You did Harrison Central, Gulfport, like I mentioned earlier, all this social media stuff and the hype on Fridays. I mean, it's getting good. It really is.
Yes, it is. I'm enjoying it. Kiki said, more point. Better know it, y'all. The best to do it. Yeah, I know you're going to be in that jungle tonight. I'm looking forward to your son, Kevon. You see he leading the coach in stats already. He on the stat board. Keep shining that light on him.
Yep. And I know you mentioned last night that video I shared, Bingo, with you or Bazz, about the stats. And I understand what you're saying about, because I don't necessarily do the stats. I go with what now Bazz, I understand, does the stats. Because, yes, I go to Max Preps. A lot of teams don't download on Max Preps. I guess they may be doing it on SB Live or something to that effect. But I don't do weekly stats. And it's great that Bazz is doing that because I certainly share it. Yeah. But, yes, if you happen to miss a player, you're going to, it's nice to be corrected, but
they're going to let you hear.
There's a way to hear, man. Yeah, the way to do it. Just like I put out the coast records every year. There's no coast record book that I ever found. I've got a book from a statewide record, but that was back 10 years ago. And so my records I do for coast are season stats. They're not game stats because it's just so hard to do. And yes, I missed some records, I like to keep the book because we don't have one on the coast, the most rushing.
We got it now, thanks to you, Matt.
And I tried it. I'm getting up there in age, so I may be passing it along, like I said, to you when we'll see what happens. But no, I enjoy it. Been doing it since 2005, to Facebook since 2007. I don't get paid to do all I do on Facebook, which I do the majority of the work. The picks, again, 8 of us vote on the picks. Wayne helps out somewhat on what he does, but the stats, that's why I'm Matt Stats. I like the certain stats, that it is. I don't do write-ups, necessarily for newspapers or for anything like that. So I go with the stats. Picayune, take it in, 27-game winning streak, the longest in the state. Of course, they're nowhere near South Pinola's record, 81, but, and they got
ain't nobody going to get past that.
And then the nation record, 151 games. They made a movie about that. So that's a lot of winning, without losing. So, but yeah, South Pinola, the 81, I believe it's 81, 82. But yes, that was, but what Picayune's doing, again, it's great. It's a non-region game, but they still want to win, keep the streak alive. So what's that say?
Mm-hmm.
Matt is always the goat and
Matt is the
appreciate
GOAT.
all yeah. Like saying the picks,
For
I
real.
try to pick it right. I try to give the scores right. It's a bonus to give the scores. So I'm not usually going to pick a 10-0 game, unfortunately. So I
I
look
might
at
one day just
I go back. I look at stats from the seasons past. I look at last year stats and what they did at home. I kind of glance over it. Did they score more at home? Did they score more away? Again, this is any team. So I try to come up with the point. Last week I had Picayune winning 27-20. They won 28-21. I mean, as long as they won, that was good. I picked them to win. So I try to get the scores correct. So yes, that website there, that is awesome. If I don't know who it is, that run, but it takes a lot of work to get that correct, in there to
It
get
does.
that the
It
stats in
does.
there.
Yeah.
So and it goes back, all the way to when it first started. If they can 1930 something, whatever. So, but certainly
Yeah.
appreciate being on again back to back weeks. We have this on a regular occasion, and like I say, hopefully I can improve on my 10-7 record last. I didn't care for that. There were some games that I picked that people didn't like that they won. I picked against Poplarville,
Yeah.
but Bay High losing the Resurrection, Biloxi beating Stone was great.
Yeah.
So we'll see tonight. We'll
I ain't
see.
even go back. I ain't even go back and check mine.
I got to go. It's my 8th season doing the pick. So again, I think I'm at an average of 78%, 77%. When the region games come, I'm a little bit better there. But the non-region games, I don't know if players are hurt, if players got an F in school and they're not starting. The left guard is not starting
Right.
for a team, and that affects the team. I don't know. It's been like over the years. That's the way it goes. So I try to get it right, and the fans let me hear it one way or the other. In that case where he said I appreciate it. 2 days I look forward to. Yep, the Tuesday top 10, and the predictions on Thursday. I certainly like to be consistent. 7 p.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays is when it's going to come out. It's not going to come out before that, unless there's a Thursday game. I may post it on at 6:00, but that is, and then I come out with the schedule on Wednesday with the rankings on there, just to let everybody know these are the games on Friday. Monday, we used to do a rewind. I used to look back at what happened, the week before, which I do have. It's mainly stats. I don't want to call, it's team stats. And if a player does good, you guys post it. I share that. All the news sources share, I share their stuff. WLOX, WXXV, all the high school pages, have their Facebook page. I share that, the players of the week and everything. And I go by stats, the good stats and the bad stats. So, that's what we'll do. But I try to be consistent so nobody doesn't have to guess when is the rankings coming out on Tuesday. Is it 2:00, 3:00, 4:00? No, it's the anticipation. That's why football is so great. We play football. They play football one day game, on Fridays. Unlike baseball, nothing against baseball, but the build up to each game. So here come Friday. Let's build it up. We're built, and then they play. Okay, let's look at the game and then start to build up again. So the Tuesday top 10 coming out 7:00 on Tuesday. That's why it's a Tuesday top 10. So
Yeah.
you are going. What's that say? Cap out of Baton Rouge is ranked nationally 54. It should be. Yes, they're ranked 4th in the state of Louisiana, and that's guy. Today on Twitter.
Okay. Go there, boy.
And messaged me about.
Man, tap and roll over them boys.
I would think so, but I mean, it's going to be a good game. I know they're highly ranked. Like I said, they're 4th in the state. So I look up. It's not like Picayune's 27 in a row. They're going to beat Catholic BR. I look as what has Catholic BR done? What players do they have coming back? Just like I look at any team, and they have not played a game. They played a jamboree, which is not considered a game. So this is their first game, full in swing. They've won
I ain't never heard of
4 state championships. I haven't heard of them, but I looked them up. Last one, 2021. They've gone 15 and like 3. I have it written down the last 2 years. So I mean, I've looked
What
up
they
who
like a private school or something like that?
no, they're the Bears. I know that. That's what they're called. They're 4-2 when
Catholic
playing teams
Bears.
out of state, but I don't think they're private. Like I say, 13-3. The last 2 seasons, they've lost 3 games. The last 2 seasons, and they've won 4 state titles. And 2021 was the last one. So but of course, Picayune is not too shabby, and they're playing at Picayune. I think if they were playing at Catholic BR, I still would have to go with Picayune. I know Catholic BR
God.
is they're good. They're good. So as Titus, it just posted on there. So they are very
God.
good. Yep, not hard to pick. Yes, but I still do pretty. They are very hard to pick. Then you start to get a feel for what teams, because coaches, we say it every year, coaches coach differently in non-region games. Are they going to go for it on 4th
Yeah.
down to win the game, or are they going to kick a field goal? I believe they would kick a field goal in the region game to win, or they're going to go for 2 points. Are they going to play this player to try to get him some playing time? There are teams like Picayune that I feel they want to keep that streak going, and there are teams like Long Beach that are going to go full out to try to stop their 27-game losing streak. So, but the other teams in between, the fans are not happy if they lose, but it's a non-region game, so it is what it is on that.
Yeah.
So, but I certainly appreciate it, and all the fans on there. And what's that say? Bingo, yeah, Bingo is doing awesome.
Appreciate you, fam.
Yeah, look as that one.
Appreciate that. That's all love, man.
It
Appreciate
is.
that.
It is. Like I said, that's what I texted last week. So, man, that was great. The interview, the young lady there, and then all the videos, and it still pops up on the timeline, and I still share it on the Facebook page. So you're leading the way, because I do see other schools kind of heading in that direction, and that's what it should be, to build it up. Like I say, to build up, still the sizzle.
Just build up. Yeah.
You're doing great. So, and if they want to get in touch,
Appreciate it, man.
they get it. How they get in touch with you, Bingo, on social
Hey,
media?
well, they got. You can hit me up on my Bingo Media Facebook business page. You can hit me up on Bingo Media Instagram, Bingo Media Twitter, Bingo Media YouTube, Bingo Media LLC.com. My phone number 228-234-1026. Man, hit me up. Bingo Media LLC at gmail.com. Hit me up. Anybody want anything you want Bingo to do for you? Hit me up. Creative
So
service.
if I'm a team here I mean, you go up, if a team out of Jackson sees it and say, man, Bingo with George County, I want him to come up here and do a little video and doing all that. But can you do that right now? I know you're with George County, but I mean,
man, I'm gonna spin the block in that Chevy. I'm trying to get me an endorsement deal with Chevy. I drive that truck anywhere the money takes me. I'm going to where it is at. I'm trying to get motion. I don't like to stay stagnant. I can't stay in one place. Like, I'm gonna go get them. I'm gonna go get it. Wherever it's at, I'm going to get it.
So just because they see Bingo with George County doesn't mean Bingo can't be with school A, B, or C.
Right.
Also,
Oh no. Bingo
it's like,
want all the schools,
Yeah, you could do all the school. You could do all of them if so be it. So yeah, that, like I said, you're leading the way in what you're doing, and I certainly look forward to the videos, especially here after tonight against Greene County, as George County's on the road.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it is. But we're gonna bring a motion pack cinema production. We're bringing all that to the Ville, as they call it. George County is the county. Leesville call themselves the Ville. We supposed to have Alonzo Lawrence and Corey Riley joining us later, but I don't think we're gonna be able to have time to bring them on, and they were gonna tell us about the Battle of the Bell between East Central and George County. Like, I'm really looking forward to this game tonight, to see this, because, from a different experience, I'm always at Gaucher games. I'm following Gaucher. Wherever Gaucher was at, I'm always going to Gaucher. So being the fact that I'm finally getting to see high school football from a different perspective now, and you're on the other side of the field, and it's pretty cool. I'm living a dream right now. To be able to have that type of influence where you're able to inflict a culture into a school's football program per se. Like, it's I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the ride. We just getting started.
That ride with you again, all the other social platforms that we see with that are shining the light on the coast, be it Bingo and Bazz,
Right.
football. I mean, it's the other ones that have started, their social platform to again shine the light as
Mm-hmm.
many players that we can on the coast. Again,
Yeah.
just because we shine the light on one player, do a star card on one player, that definitely don't think just because you don't have a star card or you're not mentioned that people are not looking at you. The players, that
Right.
is,
Right.
the players are being looked at. Shine the light on one, you shine the light on all. So it is
Coach
great.
got something to say.
Yes, that's a,
I mean, that's a village. That's a village mindset. When I thought of that, like we take care of all. We don't just look out for one. We come together as one, and we take care of our own, our home. That's the mantra behind the coach got something to say. As long as we together and we one, we can make a loud noise, and that's all. I be trying to get to the point of one band, one sign.
yes, yes. So
Yeah.
I appreciate everybody, joining us, and with the games tonight. Travel safe on the way there and back, and again, follow on Twitter, at least my Twitter at Coast Football. Yeah, at Bingo, and Gulf Coast High School Football. We posted up there. You see Titus, yes,
Yeah.
Bingo and Bazz. Keep up the good work. With the media day starting the season off there, that's just never been done
Mm-hmm.
before. Last year, so it's moving forward. I'm glad
Yeah.
people are joining me. I
We
know I'm
are.
the old man on the block, doing it 13, at least on Facebook, but since 2005.
Yeah.
So at least people are coming along, and I'm glad. Not saying I did it, but it's coming along a long ways over the last few years, and it's still ready to
Yeah.
go, further to go.
Yeah,
So
nah. We just getting started with the new era. This is a new era, and that's all it is. And we got to have the voice, the foundation. Matt Stats. Matt Stats is the reason why we have an identity on the coast. Like I say, a history of a former identity. So now it's just time to take that and add on to it, so we can increase it and over, as my boy Wyatt Davis say, over deliver on exposing the Gulf Coast and athletics.
correct. And that was funny that Wyatt Day, speaking of Wyatt Day, where we did a star card of him back when he played, and it so happens what he's turned out to be, the quarterback whisperer, and he was on the star card, and we
Mm-hmm.
picked him and he led. That was the last time, if I'm not mistaken, PRC beat Picayune, back 2013 or 14, whatever to that effect. So those players in the
Yeah.
past, the flashbacks that come up on Gulf Coast High School football, the rankings, I do the flashbacks, and PRC was ranked in the top 10, and most fans, obviously if they're not back there
Mm-hmm.
back in 2015, it's like PRC was in top 10. PRC was in the top. They
Yeah.
they they won, if not mistaken, the region or so. They've had hard times, but PRC was good for a few years and more than a few years, but in that time with Wyatt. So we would like to look at the past of who brought us here, and obviously look at the future of
Yeah.
Ray Hubbard and Irving and all the players even from last year. So now we keep track of them. They're coast forever, as I put hashtag.
Mm-hmm.
But we look at the players this year that are making some noise, plenty of noise. So we're shining the
Yeah.
light. So certainly appreciate it. But I guess we're gonna to get off and start getting prepared to go tailgate somewhere. I'm gonna be going back to the airport
Yeah. I'm
to
finna.
do it.
Yeah, I'm finna get ready to head up to Leachville to the Ville, man. So if anybody online, y'all leave in the comment section some good places to stop and eat at. Some good gas stations, because I know they ain't got really many things open by the time I get there. So I want to leave with a good empty stomach. So y'all make sure y'all leave in the comments somewhere I can go down there and eat at while I'm down there in the Ville.
Yep, we'll see how the picks go tonight. No matter what, all the fans win tonight, win or lose for the game. So enjoy week 2.
Okay, brother. See y'all next week, man.
All right. All right.
All right.